Day 61 of the war, and the standoff between the United States and Iran continues over whether they will engage in meaningful peace talks anytime soon. But meanwhile, the war within a war in Lebanon still continues apace, because Israel concluded a ceasefire with Lebanon, with the Lebanese government, but not with Hezbollah. Hezbollah said they would observe the ceasefire, but not if the Israelis attacked them, and both sides have now attacked the other. And both sides are keen to show their publics that they're vigorous in this regard. The Israelis have issued an IDF, Israeli Defense Forces video, showing them destroying, they say, Hezbollah tunnels. And those tunnels, you can see, are ribbon explosives all the way along the street. Of course, that has the effect of destroying a street full of houses, and it makes these villages pretty well uninhabitable. Meanwhile, Hezbollah have issued videos to show that they are engaged in modern warfare using drones, and here an FPV drone, first-person view drone, looks as if it's going in on an APC, an armoured personnel carrier of the Israeli forces, and there it is. Hits the carrier and explodes. What this is all about, of course, is Israel's determination to have a security zone across the south of Lebanon. And their security zone is about 5 kilometres in onto Lebanese territory, and they want complete control in that security zone, and then they want influence, predominant influence in the area right up to the Litani River. And that's what they're working towards. That's what Hezbollah is trying to stop them having. The village of Dibel is quite interesting. Dibel is a Christian village. And in the last week, Israeli forces have been seen desecrating a Christian statue, of destroying civilian infrastructure, of hitting out at solar panels and destroying them. It looks as if IDF soldiers are out of control. Almost certainly they are. But equally, it occurs to a lot of people that this is a quiet strategy of making these villages, even a Christian village that they had no problem with, uninhabitable. It is depopulating this zone. Now, the Israelis say it's their security zone, so they have to have freedom of movement in that zone. We'll see how that argument turns out. Meanwhile, in the United States, President Trump, during the state visit, has made it very clear. He said the Iranians want a deal, and the Iranians want the Strait of Hormuz open. Well, in a sense, they are open, in that they're not as closed as the Americans say they are. When we look at the latest 24-hour tracker, we can see a number of vessels taking the long route round towards Larak Island to avoid what we think are the minefields. And over any 48-hour period, according to all the professional trackers, something between 12 and 16 big vessels have moved in and out of the straits. And that's only those with their trackers on. Lots of them have turned their trackers off and are getting in and out of the straits. And the fact is that the American blockade is not actually as effective as the Americans say it is, because American forces are actually 300 miles away in the Arabian Sea. And so although they can see what's going on around the Strait of Hormuz, they can't do very much about it. And so here we are. The war is on hold. The Lebanese part of the war is getting worse. And we are waiting for the United States and Iran to re-engage in peace talks or go back to their more all-out concept of the war. Either way, I think we'll be at that point toward the end of this week, early next week. I don't think we've got too many more days to wait before this hiatus must come to an end.